Here's the sheriff's report on April 6, 2010. And this refers to what happened on that particular day. On 4/2, the sheriff says, I responded to a dispatch report of a welfare check. Today, the child, and we don't want to use the child's name, today, the child slipped on the tile floor and bumped her head. She appeared fine and did not need medical attention. At the time of my contact, there was no indication of any crime of neglect. Danielle was upset that the child was not removed from the home and taken to the hospital. During my conversation with Danielle, she repeatedly interrupted me and would talk over me while I spoke. I personally examined the child's head for injury. I was unable to feel a bump on the child's head. Now, that's the sheriff's report. So the sheriff's officers who are trained to assess the situation said there was not a problem. The child did need to be removed and taken to the hospital. Did you call and have them go back out?
I was advised by my lawyer to ask to get a report because he had not written a report at the time. So that was my main reason for calling. And I wanted to make sure that my child was okay. He had told me there was a bump on my daughter's head the size of an egg. I was very upset at that time.
Okay. But so he did confirm that he did what you asked, yes, and said everything appeared to be okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you then call back a second time and insist that they go back out that night?
Because my lawyer had told me that I needed a report. So I did call him to ask him, please make a report.
Well, no,
and he said he would have to go back to write a report.
So you had them go back a second time and get the child out of bed?
I don't know. That's what my lawyer had asked me to do.
Because the sheriff didn't say that you said you had to do it because of your lawyer requested it. You said you wanted them to do it because you were concerned about Natasha Richardson had a head injury and later had a problem, and that it was you that was concerned. You wanted to go back out and do a second welfare check because you were concerned about Natasha Richardson.
I was upset.
The walk and die syndrome.
I was upset about that also, I think, at the time.
So was it your lawyer or was it Natasha Richardson? Because you told the sheriff it was Natasha Richardson. You said nothing about your lawyer needing a report.
I don't remember.
And this report was written on the original visit.
I don't remember if I had told him that, but I was concerned about my daughter's health.
Did they come a second time?
They did, in fact, come a second time, yes, sir.
And how much later did they come?
I believe it was around 9:30 or 10 o'clock that night that they came, and the sheriff came in again, and he woke us all up, had my daughter up out of bed and feel the back of her head to make sure that everything was okay. It was incredibly invasive, and just one more thing that our daughter should not have to go through for Natasha Richardson or a piece of paper. You don't put children in these situations where sheriffs have to invade their home for whatever your selfish needs are.
Then why are you telling me that she had a bump on the head the size of an egg?
Because I'm trying to co-parent.
That's not co-parenting. If she barely had a bump and she was fine, and then you're telling me a different thing. And then that whole thing was written like against me. That's what I'm saying. You're charming. You try to schmooze everybody to make it look like, oh, your situation is the best. But meanwhile, I'm caring for the welfare of my child.